Welcome back to Overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Season 4 is here. We are off to the races, and every season we have RLCS, there are some new faces that show up, and it's great to get to talk to them. We've got Ty Not Tyler on the line here from Emotion, qualified back on Saturday in North America. Ty, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Always the first question I ask people when they come out here for the 1v1 here on Overtime. How did you get into Rocket League? How did you find this game?
I found out about Rocket League. It was way back. I was watching Summit play it on his stream. I think that's how a lot of people found it, but I was just like, this game just looks fun. So, I was a huge CSGO player back then, so I was just like, I just need something to relax on and play for a bit. So yeah, that's pretty much how I found it.
I love how you found it as like, I just need something to relax with, and now you're a professional in the game. Did you try and go professional in CSGO as well, or is this the first game you've tried to go pro in?
Not really. I've always been somewhat of a competitive player in all the games that I've played, but yeah, CSGO is very taxing, so I was just looking for that break.
Yeah, well, and here you are at the top here, so can't take it too casually anymore now that you're in the professional scene here in RLCS. And talk to me about your team here, Emotion, because this is a new team for a lot of people. A lot of people have never heard of you guys. Tell me the story of finding your teammates and forming Emotion.
Well, I was kind of, I focused a lot heavily on 1s and 2s when I played the game. I just, focused on getting high up there. And, I tried forming teams that never really worked. But I tried to form a team with Seabass before. That didn't really go through. And then Aleutian sort of came along later. And, one night we were just playing together. We were having loads of fun. So we were like, why not? Let's just make the team. And then, yeah, we actually ended up getting pretty good. So we're just like, why not just try and go serious with it,
Cool. So you just found people through the community. You didn't know these guys before Rocket League, did you? These weren't like friends of yours. These were people you met through the community?
Yep.
That's really cool. Is there any story behind the name Emotion?
Not really. We were just looking for a name that just rolled off the tongue, sounded good, and that's how it was born, basically.
That's cool too. Talk to me about Seabass and Aleutian, your two teammates here. What sort of people are they? Is one of you like more rambunctious than the other? Like, talk to me about them.
I'm usually the loud one, the one that's making all the jokes. Seabass is very, quiet, but he likes to jump in every now and then. And then Aleutian's, he's kind of sarcastic, but he's funny. So it's just a really good group that we have. We get along really well. So it's honestly just really great that we're able to team and do so well together. That's
awesome. So good friends on off comms, and then like on comms in game. Talk to me about the play style of your team and the dynamic. Are you guys really boisterous during games, and like who's the main defender, who's the main lead guy? Do you have roles, or is it just mostly just rotating? Like how does Emotion work on the pitch?
When we first started out, there were a few problems like. Seabass, for example, used to be like a really aggressive player, but we're honest with each other. We sit down, we tell each other what's wrong. So basically now all we try to do is we just try to be really aggressive in teams' faces and just try and keep our rotations clean, always have that person who's going back, So it's not like one person's set doing everything. We're all just all over the place, trying to do as much as we can for the team.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a particular leader on comms? I mean, you mentioned that you're probably the loudest of the group. Is that carry over into game?
Yeah, I'm usually the one who after the series is talking about like what we did wrong if we lost or what we could be doing better. But both of those guys are phenomenal in comms. They're very talkative about where they are on the field, who's got the next hit, and if one of us, if it's an emergency, like, oh, I can't hit this, they immediately are able to cut in and save us from that disaster that's about to happen. So it's really communicative and it's really good. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know there are a lot of pro teams that have been in the pro scene for a while can struggle with comms even. So to hear you guys having a mature comm system is really, really cool. And talk to me, let's move over to Saturday, okay? And you guys come in and, very few people were expecting anything out of you guys at all. How did Emotion feel coming into the play-in and with how did you approach that weekend, especially looking at all the hype around it and how like very few people had you guys in the conversation? Did that affect the way you approached the play-in?
Not really. If there's anyone who knows us better, it's ourselves. And we knew that we could give a good run in the winners bracket. Unfortunately, as you saw, we fell to the dudes a bit early, which was kind of unexpected to us. They played really well, and we just weren't ready for it. But I think that was the wake-up call that we needed. And then, obviously, we came through the losers bracket. We played a lot better. and you know, we made it in the end. So we tried not to focus too heavily on it, but you know.
Yeah, well, that's good. So just, you know, just playing your game, going through, not getting disappointed by dropping into the lower bracket, and you make the run through the lower bracket, and you come up against Phibian. And what was the energy like with you guys? What were comms like right before that match against Phibian? Was there, you know, you're going to play this one match, and you can be in RLCS if you win this. You know, was the pressure starting to get to you guys at that point?
Yeah, it was like nothing we've ever felt before. We were talking about the feelings, and we're just like, this is insane. It was the wait that killed us, because we had to wait something like an hour and 40 minutes for our last game to get going. So, you know, we were just very anxious. We were very nervous. We know Phibian's a good team, so we were just like, hey, let's do it when it came along. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so and then, you know, that game was an amazing game. Okay, you go the first 2 games, you guys win. You go into game 3 with a minute remaining. You're up 2-0. When did it start to sink in for you that we're actually going to beat Phibian here and qualify for RLCS?
So now, this is the thing about that is we tried not to get, like, this is usually our problem, is we like to get ahead in series early, but then once we realize we're there, we get impatient. We just try and get it over with. So we just told ourselves, we're like, this is important, this is serious, let's forget that we're here, let's calm down, let's just play the game, focus on our hits, focus on winning, and yeah, let's play our style, and let's not let it get to our heads.
Yeah, and it really worked out. Phibian, one of the favorites to win here, dropping in and going. You guys relegated them to the rival series. They're going to have to play an entire season in the rival series to have a chance to take that spot back from you guys at the end of the season. And looking forward, expectations for season 4. Obviously, everybody wants to win it all, but specifically with season 4, specifically for Motion, what are y'all's like personal goals for season 4?
Well, before this season, actually, you know, some things came up. Obviously, life goes on. School came along for some of our players, and we were going to disband. But after this came along, you know, we're like, we made league play. Like, this is amazing. Like, so now we got to, you know, give a little more effort into it and whatnot. So, yeah, it's just...
Just move forward, just keep on going for it.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Just
try to do the best we can.
Yeah, I love that you guys were like thinking about like, man, is this really what we need to do? And then you qualify, and now let's take it seriously. Let's move forward. So I'm excited to see you guys play. Can't wait to see how the rest of league play goes for you guys. It's going to start up this coming weekend. One quick question before you go. I need the story behind your username, because who is this Tyler guy that you're so adamant that you're not? Like, talk to me about Ty, not Tyler.
Well, my name is actually Ty, and all throughout my life, teachers, people that I've met, they just ask me, they're like, is that short for Tyler? And I'm just like, no. So one day I was just like thinking about like, what's my new name going to be online? Like, you know, it's got to be original. It's got to have a backstory. So I'm just like, you know, people always call me Tyler. Ty, not Tyler sounds, you know, it like rolls off the tongue really nicely. So I just stuck with it, and then here I am.
There you go. Tyler in NA, we had Tylacta over in EU, the Ty game showing up here in the upset games. Guys, so much fun to talk to you. Any shout-outs you got before I let you go?
Shouts out to my boys Virgin and Caillou, probably the 2 funniest people I've ever met. And yeah,
cool.
2 really cool guys.
Love it, man. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. Good luck in the rest of season 4.
All right, thank you, man.
Awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty, not Tyler. My goodness, he just clarified that, and I messed it up right there. Taking the time to talk to us here on Overtime. Always good to hear from the pros here. We got a great show in store for you. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, got a lot more fun stuff happening. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Overtime.